day 2 of our 80 and Sunny healing rise up until the summer solstice is definitely going to have to be gratitude as our sip or trick. And not only can you drink in gratitude by infusing your water, like in tip 1 or sip 1, gratitude was, I could barely get out of bed in the very beginning. I was trying to get off palliative care, going cold turkey on opiates. So every day that I woke up I was in gratitude. The fact that I had survived, it was kind of a do or die trying situation that we were in the very beginning. So I would sit in gratitude, and before there was any type of true healing happening, I had to clear away the clutter of having opiates and all of the pain meds that palliative care had me on. And so in that process, I would just sit in gratitude. I would spend my spinal drain. So for the first 3 to 4 hours of every day, my entire spinal cord has to drain out. And I would just sit in gratitude. I would find all the things I was I was grateful for. And I would just sit there. I couldn't even meditate. I couldn't get past the pain to even get to a place of the ability to close my mind off from focusing on the pain. But gratitude started to raise my frequency. And then there were moments where I could see beyond the pain. And I would find moments of pops of color. And then I would search for it. I would look around looking for color. And in my life at the time, it wasn't a focus, but this pop of color would come through. Let's say it was red. And then I would find all the things that I could find from my pillow that were red, and then I would seek out red all day long, and I would find all the things I was grateful for. I couldn't walk far enough for a barefoot walk, nor did I know what that was. I just knew that I was alive, and I made it through one more day. And the first day of being off of opiates to day 2, it's just like we are doing right now, and it's actually meeting up to almost the exact same time frame that we went through this same journey 5 years ago, and we're still here. We made it, and I'm so grateful for that. And the forgiveness frequency started out as just forgiveness, facing my fears, giving myself self-acceptance, self-love, self-forgiveness for the time I held on to all of it. But it was in that first 3 months, 6 months, it was just about, thank God I'm still here. Thank God I survived another night, that I pass out from pain multiple times a day. And it was gratitude that would raise my elevation so I could see beyond the pain. And then when I would fall into the pain peaks, I would fall in, instead of the ohs and fucks of pain, that I would be curled into the fetal position, I would sit in gratitude. And I would just be like, okay, I'm so grateful that I got 10 steps, or I got a shower in today, or I brushed my teeth. Oh my gosh, back then, the most painful self-care act I could give myself every day was to brush my teeth, because the act of brushing it with my hands, in addition to the pressure that it put on my cervical spine, it was just so painful. My husband even lifted our sink in the bathroom so it's like chest level, so I didn't have to bend over all the way. I'll show you a picture of it so you could see, but it was what it is. It was the gratitude that I got to do those little tiny things that I've my whole life taken for granted. And it was in those moments of gratitude, of just really feeling into that frequency, that's where the forgiveness frequency was developed. It is a frequency of combining gratitude. And then came self-love and self-acceptance. And then came self-forgiveness. And then came, so we kept adding all of these frequencies to it. But it started with gratitude. We would never have got anywhere else without really sitting in gratitude. So if you struggle with meditating, if you struggle with finding a center, if you struggle with a place to start in gratitude. And you can journal it if you have the opportunity to. I did voice notes for a long period of time where I would voice out all the things I was grateful for, or I would just say them to the universe if I couldn't even get the voice part down. And it, little by little, day by day, gratitude by gratitude, and I called them gets. Gratitude elevates truth. And they evolved into boomerangs where I would sit there during my spinal drain for those 3 to 4 hours, and I would just toss out gratitude to all the people in my life, all of my hands, all the people the helping hands that I had around me. I would send it to my family and friends. I would just send it out to people who called to check on me. I would just send out these gratitude, these boomerangs of gratitude, because I had learned that there are 3 different types of boomerangs, and I will get into that a little bit later. But when you send it out, especially when you send it out with a frequency of gratitude, it comes back to you in healing and abundance. My ears are ringing, so it's a beautiful confirmation. Yeah. So if we're rising up and raising ourselves up together in this 80 and sunny hug of gratitude, it would be the best. For day 2, that would be definitely a place that I would start tapping into the frequency of gratitude and see where it elevates to you too, and see where what parts of your life gratitude you are allowed to illuminate with it. And then we'll see where it evolves as we move forward. So please share your own healing tips and tricks. What has raised you up during your healing journey that you would like to share with others? And you can place it in the comments or stitch this video. I would really like to know and connect with all of those that are on their own healing journeys. And please, thank you for joining our Rainbow Rise Up. And I look forward to our next sip, trick, tip, or treat.